Pride and Prejudice in J.D. Vance country. I spent years investigating the story of Vance's ancestral region. It's not what hillbilly elegy would have you believe. You know what, Mother Jones? You're so far left, you shouldn't even go down this. You should stay off of this road. Don't be ripping on the Vance name. Don't even be ripping on the Vance name. That goes back to people that founded this country, that built this country. And it wasn't just them. It was many Ulster Scots. They were the reason we won the war, the revolution, because they're such fighters. And they're known as hillbillies, many of them. But they were outcasted in many ways by many of their own because they were different. So for you to act like that he's the racist, you know what? Stick your DEI shit up your ass, okay? Quit with your bullshit. These are people, the Ulster Scots. They were the frontiersmen of this country. They built this country. When Trump gets up there and talks about you built this country, those are the first people that did it. They came here, many of them that were Presbyterian, they didn't come here because of the religious reasons. They were desperately poor. And they went anywhere. And they built everything. So everything you live under, Mother Jones, was built by a Vance or another Ulster Scot lineage. But you have some nerve. You socialists and communists, you people are so rude. You are so rude. Talk about having no boundaries whatsoever. But I wouldn't expect it from Mother Jones or any of these trashy people. You can't even be respectful of the people that fought and died for this country, helped us win the Revolutionary War, and then you want to rip on the Vance name? And that goes back to Ulster Scots and many other names that are Ulster Scots in the Appalachians, all over. But they built this country. They were your Davy Crockett's, Andrew Jackson. He was an Ulster Scot. So how dare you? Just because you're a racist and all you want to do is point fingers at everybody else and say they're a racist, he's a racist. The reason he talks about why that his group, the Ulster Scots, were suspicious of outsiders is because of the way the Ulster Scots were treated. Yes, that's why. And they didn't want anything from anybody, but they were just different types of people. But they were hard workers. They built this country. They fought like hell so we could win the revolution because they're known for being rebels. So don't ever put down the Vance name. If you want to put down JD, the first name, I mean, it's fair game, but don't be ripping on the last name. Don't, because you don't know anything about the Vance name. You only know what your DEI's tainted glasses say to you. But I doubt anybody in your lineage built this country, because if you did, see, I realized something here. I've wondered, because I'm an Ulster Scot. I realized that in the past couple weeks or so. Many people that are, I've said this in a video before, many people that have been told they're Irish, you're likely an Irish Scot. Unless you're full-blooded Irish, which, we have many people that are Irish. But, Scotland and Ireland don't recognize these terms like Ulster Scot or Scotch. That's what the Scot-Irish in America often refer to themselves as Scotches, Scot-Irish, because it's both. But in Scotland and Ireland, they think that's silly because they just see each other as the same. But here, it was important because these people came here in the 1600s. And they came here and they built this country up. So when your DNA goes back to that, that's the reason why there's many Americans that get fired up and go after you DEI psychopaths. Because you don't have a right to come into my country and do this. No, because you know what? You try that with any Ulster Scot, and we will just verbally beat the hell out of you. Because it's in our DNA to protect this land. Because our DNA, it goes back to names like Vance that built this country along with many others. So you can have all your racist little things you want to say about this man, but you never look at it from the full angle. You just look at any way that you can be racist. You are the racist. You are the racist. You are the dividers, and it's very clear why so here's the thing, people. The people that are standing up and speaking up or fighting, for Trump and stuff, you have this passion inside of you, right? Well, it's likely because it's in your DNA. You have ancestors that founded this country. It's why Trump has talked about this is your heritage. So it pisses you off, doesn't it? When somebody comes into your country with illegally, we are more than welcoming to every part of the world if they do it legally. That's what Mother Jones and the DEI and the overeducated don't understand. But I realize that that's the genes do matter. So if you're an Ulster Scot, it likely pisses you off so much to see these jagoffs, to see these women on The View that are not Americans. I don't care if they were born here. They don't have a love or a passion for this country. All they want to do is rip on the people that built it up and founded it. Our very Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, was for everyone. It didn't say only black or only white people can have guns or only Hispanic people can have free speech. No, it was for everyone. And the peace you'll never get, because I doubt you believe in God, because what do you care about except pointing out racism? I mean, it's all you people ever do. It's like you know nothing else. Maybe you should start believing in God. Maybe you should look for something higher than just pointing out everybody's racism. Maybe you should look in the mirror, every one of you DEI people, because you are the problem. You have no right to go after him. You have no right to go after the Vance name. Don't cross lines that you shouldn't without realizing what you're doing. None of you people, I don't care how many degrees you have, how many letters you have after your name, how famous you are, what TV show you are on. You people that are talking about DEI, you hate this country. It's obvious. And it's not in your DNA to love this country. It clearly is in your DNA to be about Marxism and communism, because that's sick and twisted. So you don't have love and passion for this country. You don't care about having secure borders so that we don't have trafficking going on. You don't understand from the fact of what the Ulster Scots overall had dealt with, how they were very much a lot of prejudice against them. But don't mistake it here. The Vance clan and many other Ulster Scots, they stood up and fought for freedom for everyone. What have you done except spew your mouth off or write all of your different pieces that are just garbage, all pointing out everybody's racism, but never seeing how you're the biggest racists of all? Leave the Vance name alone.